Some big changes may be coming to the contents of first aid and emergency medical kits on U.S. airliners. The Federal Aviation Administration is considering ditching a rigid laundry list of 64 mandatory medical items, allowing airlines to carry only the necessary things to cover 9 different emergencies.
All right, our Chief Transportation and Correspondent and Pilot Make-A Baylor joining us to explain, Make-A, what's going on with this?
A lot of stuff in these kits, so change is coming. You know, the last thing you would want or expect on a flight is a sudden health crisis or an in-flight emergency. They're rare, but they can be demanding, and that's why medical kits are required on commercial airliners. It's the law. Now, under Federal Aviation Administration regulations, commercial planes must be equipped with specific medical supplies. You know, the plane cannot take off without a complete, sealed, and approved emergency medical and first aid kit on board. Bet you didn't know that. Now, if there's missing or incomplete medical gear, that can cause legal flight delays or cancellations until the inventory is restored. A depleted kit violates flight dispatch requirements. That's going to ground the aircraft. You know, initially onboard first aid kits were only meant to assist in the survival of an accident, not to mitigate medical emergencies of passengers. But over the years, the medical kits have grown to contain dozens of items. And even if one pill is missing, the plane is grounded until it is replaced and the kit then is sealed. But what if there's a supply problem and the airline cannot find that product in a timely manner that matches the exact brand on its current checklist? Well, there's a new proposal now that revised kits would allow for a substitute, thereby not holding up flights. So the FAA proposes giving the airlines flexibility in their flight kits, moving from a prescriptive checklist of medical items, instead setting performance-based standards. This would require air carriers to have sufficient resources to manage 9 life-threatening conditions. And under the proposal, airlines would be able to determine the items and the amount in a kit.
Okay, so you mentioned those 9 emergency conditions. What are they, Make-A?
Okay, so here we go. You probably guessed cardiac, because that's fairly common. Breathing problems, gastrointestinal emergencies, God bless, people have problems with food or whatever. Opioid overdoses, childbirth, yep, that happens. Seizures, allergic reactions, major bleeding, hypoglycemia.
Okay, and all of those obviously you don't want to happen in the air, so that's a good list. How many in-flight emergencies, though, are serious?
All right, so there was a study that was done, a 2005 Duke health study reviewed nearly 80,000 in-flight medical events. Most incidents it found were minor, but thousands required hospital care after landing. Hundreds died or prompted aircraft diversions.
Okay, so what are the most common in-flight medical events?
I was surprised by this. I thought it'd be maybe a heart attack or something. Cuts.
Oh, you nick yourself on something.
Sprains. Well, I don't. You're trying to dance down the aisle. I don't know. Fainting, dizziness, diarrhea, nausea, vomiting, breathing issues, and again, cardiovascular systems.
Those make sense. Like,
They do make
you get the
sense.
turbulence, you get nauseous,
don't feel good.
just something is off and you get dizzy. Yep, that's true. All right, so what does the typical first aid kit contain?
So it's got to have that automatic external defibrillator, right? That's very important. Stethoscopes, blood pressure cuffs, basic supplies to treat those cuts, scrapes, and routine discomforts. They've got syringes, IVs, medicines like epinephrine and nitroglycerin. This is what I think is really cool that I learned about in airline training, MedLink, ground-based doctor advice. So there's an app that the cabin crew can use, or you can call, talk to a doctor on the ground and describe what's happening, and that doctor can prescribe what to do and or recommend the pilot divert.
Hey, that's serious. You need to get back
Yeah,
to the airport.
you need to divert.
Okay.
So as a pilot, Make-A, have you ever had a passenger with a medical emergency?
This was on a small plane, flight instructor taking people on introductory flights. I had a student flying the plane. I'm sitting next to him. The father was in the back. Big man, small plane. He's acting really weird. We take off, you know, please sir, leave your seatbelt on. He's moving around, he's acting kind of crazy. Come to find out, he had anxiety and he took a bunch of drugs. I don't know what drugs, but this man's acting crazy in my airplane, so I turned around. And I, you know, didn't declare an emergency, but he was acting erratic. As soon as we landed, he had fallen asleep. I don't know if he was drunk.
I mean,
he was
But people get
intoxicated.
Okay.
People
on
get worked
something.
up, though. I mean, that's not uncommon for somebody to
Yeah.
load up at the airport bar because they're nervous about flying.
Right.
So
Right.
you have somebody with anxiety, it can happen.
Yeah,
Yeah.
but that's dangerous for
Oh,
the
yeah.
pilot.
And in a small plane, right? If you
Yes.
make too sudden of a movement, that really
It
throws
changes
things
the
off.
weight
So,
and
yeah,
balance.
exactly.
The
So
plane's going, what are you doing, sir? You know, it's just
good move to turn around, make it.
Yes, indeed.
not to make
much.
light of it, but this is what we go through.
He
as
was okay.
pilots.
He was just a little nervous, so we had
Yeah.
to take some relaxing.
And I feel like in the end, it's like taking your kid around the block when they're restless and they won't stop crying. By the time you landed the plane, he was asleep. There
Passed
we go.
out.
Oh, all right, May-Kate.
Okay.
Queen City News Plus. Just search Queen City News on your smart TV's app store.